Hive. Today with me I have Rania, Abita and Rajas. Today we're going to be discussing on a very interesting question, would you like a robot teacher? So without ado, let's get started. So guys, in the future, would you like a robot teacher?
Well, I mean, there's some pros and cons to that question. Robot teachers can be nice, but they can't really understand a lot of stuff.
Yes, I totally agree. A student and a teacher should have a very good connection because no one can just learn from someone who they don't really connect with or who they like. What do you think, Abita?
Yeah, it could be like high tech, but I think it will be more easier for the student to understand if there's a teacher, because like they can understand each other's feelings and yeah.
Yes, it makes it easier.
On the other hand, I feel like there's a certain case for personalized learning where, for example, maybe the teacher could take a test and the student could provide answers, and for example, we have this thing called CAT4 in schools, and maybe a teacher could really take that to the next level by really applying everything that the student does based on this CAT4 score. So basically CAT4 is this sort of test where a student is tested on how they learn, like for example verbal, non-verbal, quantitative and spatial, and maybe a robot teacher could really take this on to the next level by enhancing everything.
Yes, but at the same time, when let's say I write an essay on a topic and I give it to a teacher and a robot teacher, she's going to correct every mistake from big to small, and it's going to be perfect. And it's not really easy for a student to make a perfect essay at the first time, right? What are your opinions on that?
It could demotivate a student, for example.
And there can be technical glitches and all of that, and maybe the student might not be able to handle that. Like many times things could go wrong.
Yes, and exactly. Let's say a student's talking in class and they make a grammar mistake when they're talking or something. The teacher's quickly going to correct it. She's not going to think how the student will feel after being corrected so many times, right? Because we all come to school to learn.
Yeah, and like learning should be fun, but you should learn. So I feel if you have a robot teacher, you won't really get to have so much fun, and you'll just learn.
Yeah, but at the same time, like how Raja said, school can be way better and the teacher will know everything. Like a human has a limited thing, they can only learn a little bit, but a robot can learn really fast and can learn more, and it can be better for the
The only
students.
thing is they don't understand emotions.
Yeah.
There's like a bond or a connection between the teacher and the student, and what I think is the robot teacher might not have that.
But do you think a teacher and a student really do need to have a connection? I mean, there's parents, there's friends, you can have a pet, but when you come to school, it could just be like, I just want to learn from the teacher. I don't really want to have a special connection.
But it'll be easier for the students to learn, and it's not only about learning. Like for example, I got hurt by my friends. They said something, and yeah, I feel bad. There's only one person I can talk to at that time. I cannot talk to my pet or my parents, but the teacher can also understand me. Like yeah.
They can do something to help, whereas a robot teacher can't really do anything.
Yeah, that's true. But how about when it comes to like one teacher, like when you go in middle school, a specific teacher teaches a specific subject. But it would be better, let's say if you had robot teachers, they could teach all subjects and in even more depth, right?
That's true.
And it's so difficult to get used to different teachers for math, science, and English. But if you have one robot teacher for everything, it'll be easy to get used to for the student as well, right?
Yeah, but it will be complicated for the students to have everything in their mind. I mean, like the student, like there are grades, like grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. But the robot teacher can teach everything at the same time, but the student might not understand everything.
Yeah, I totally agree. I heard in some countries, I think Japan, they have the same teachers in grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. Like that teacher has a specific course they take as they can teach students in all different grades, and they have the same teacher. Let's say I go to school in grade 1, and then going to grade 2 again, it's kind of uncomfortable having a brand new teacher and everything, but they teach you for the whole 5 years before middle school, and then when you go in middle school, you have different teachers for each subject. But that seems like a really big jump, right?
Yeah.
In the future, would you think it's a good thing for your children to have robot teachers with all the other technology and stuff?
Yeah, but then again, there should be there's like emotions the teacher would understand robot teacher might not.
Yes, that's true. And don't you think that robots might make a thing like notebooks and reading won't really be a thing in the future? It'll just be like reading on Kindles and iPads and making notes and writing essays on laptops instead of writing on notebooks?
Yes, but then I heard, yeah, yeah, you can go on.
Okay. Okay. So like you mentioned like Kindles and writing like laptops on essays. Some people already do that, but I feel like if we have robot teachers and all of that in like the next generation, then it's gonna be like too much to handle for one child to like.
A lot of screen time. What are your opinions on that?
I feel like this world is already moving in such a way where we're going digital. I mean, these days if you see, for example, a businessman, all of his contracts will be signed on a PDF using Acrobat, and all his maths will be done using a calculator, and everything is digitalized these days. You want to do a call, you don't go into a meeting and like go into a certain building, certain room, and then you meet up with a bunch of people. It's just a Zoom meeting online.
And plus having a robot, maybe let's say the robot goes out of charge at a specific point of time or a glitch, it makes it difficult for the students as well at that time, right?
Yeah, I heard like if we're gonna go all digital, my teacher once said like if you write, it'll get stored in your head.
Yes.
Yeah. So like if we're gonna go all digital, I don't think so. It'll be too much for the child to handle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of screen time. Like you can damage your eyes.
Like you've seen those stores, like if you've ever been to Japan or when I went to China, there was these medical stores where there weren't many humans and there were robots that were suggesting you medicines and everything. Because, I mean, a human only knows a specific amount of time and a specific amount of names of medicines, but robots know it more.
Yeah.
What about a few questions from the audience?
Yeah, sure. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Are you sure that robot teachers are a good idea? Some teachers in schools can have an effect on students where they're the people that students can talk to if they're feeling uncomfortable. If one of your favorite teachers was to be replaced by a cold and unfeeling metal contraption, would you be able to accept that?
Yeah, actually, I would not be able to accept it. It'll be very. What about you, Rajas?
I feel like that's a disadvantage of robot teachers, that there's no real way around it. You just have to find someone else to talk to it. Maybe a friend, maybe a pet, maybe a parent. However, this can stop certain biases. For example, some teachers might have certain biases to students who are performing well. They might give them extra few marks. Some students who aren't doing as well, they might cut a few more marks, and yeah.
Totally agree.
Yes, but like the teacher will have a separate connection. Like a friend. It's like the friend is your age. She has experienced or he has experienced the same you have. But like the teacher is like more than that. She'll understand
more. She can give you better advice than a friend or maybe a
I
parent.
can bully you about your problems.
Yeah, exactly. And a parent also, they would know. Sometimes teachers are elder than your parents, but at the same time, your parents are gonna only look at it from the perspective how it's good for you. Teachers might give you other options as well, and it'll be easier for you to pick it out.
True.
Maybe we should take another question.
Sure.
Don't you think if the teacher was a robot, it would really affect our eyesight since it would make us use screen all the time? Like for me, during coronavirus where everyone had to use their iPads, I got my glasses.
Yeah, I feel like that we shouldn't have robot teachers for that reason. What about you, Rajas?
Yes, there could be one disadvantage to robot teachers. Maybe they could bring back writing, but then there is this objection. There is another problem where how is the robot teacher supposed to see and detect and understand the writing? Some students, if they don't have the best handwriting in the world, I'm one of them, the robot might not be able to understand the writing and might just automatically fail the student even if their paragraph is one of the best in the world.
Yeah, like the teacher can understand what they're writing.
Or make guesses as to what they wrote.
Yeah.
But a robot has a specific amount of information on what they can observe and see. Yeah, I totally agree with that. In the end, we all have our own pros and cons on why robot teachers can be good and bad, but I think we should let the future decide of what's coming up. Thank you for listening, and I hope you had fun.